A group of the world's most powerful central banks, including the Bank of England, the European Central Bank, and the Bank of Japan, just started a coordinated fork of the XRP ledger. This is one of the most quiet but most important events in the history of finance. The new blockchain, which is called the Central Bank Ledger CBL, is very similar to the current XRPL in terms of structure, performance, and design, but there is one big difference. It is designed to be used with royal grade. As part of this smart move, the new CBL tokens are being delivered one-to-one to everyone who owns XRP. What's even more surprising is that this fork didn't need any feedback from the community or a normal vote. It was done behind closed doors and from the top down. What is the goal? To lay the foundations for all future CBDC settlement systems, making XRP the hub of a new global financial network. If you own XRP, you didn't just buy a cryptocurrency, you also bought a piece of the next generation of global finance's operating system. For a moment, let's think about how exciting this is. CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies, have been a big deal for a long time. They are being tried out by every big economic power. One question, though, still needs to be solved. How would these CBDCs work together across countries in real time with as little trouble as possible? Ripple, and especially the XRP ledger, has been talked about as a possible solution for a long time, but it has never been publicly backed that today. By splitting the XRP ledger in two and giving ownership to people who already had XRP, the central banks have combined public blockchain technology with national monetary policy. They didn't just copy XRPL, they proved it by building the future of money on its very foundations. The ledger kept by central banks is now the basic protocol for digital payment around the world. The effects of this choice are almost too big to measure. To begin, there is the technical side. CBL keeps all of XRPL's benefits, like quick settlement times, low fees, and low energy use. But it adds an extra layer of government for security, compliance, and sovereign control. Each central bank that is taking part will run its own validator nodes. This will make sure that decentralization is limited to regulated institutions and not private players. The second and maybe more important thing is the delivery method. People who own XRP are calling the one-to-one airdrop the biggest wealth transfer event in the history of crypto. If you had XRP at the time of the snapshot, you now have the same amount of CBL tokens. These tokens are supposed to be very important for CBDC to work together. These aren't utility tokens for a made-up environment. They are money instruments that can be used to settle deals in digital euros, pounds, yen, and maybe even other currencies. That being said, why did central banks pick this path? To be honest, it's pretty easy. Adoption and right to live. People who hold XRP are known for being strong and knowing a lot about digital money. These people have been through regulatory fights, unclear laws, and to be honest, a lot of market volatility. By giving these people an early share in CBL, central banks are essentially putting people who already understand the technology into the new system. There's no question about it, it's a strategized genius move. This method avoids the claims of centralization or elitism that come with new money systems. It also gives CBL an immediate user base of millions of wallet holders, developers, validators, and exchanges around the world. Right away, the change from theory to real use starts. Let's talk for a moment about what this means for prices. At first glance, it looks like a surefire 2x move. You have your original XRP and the same amount of CBL in your hands. Your portfolio's potential has just doubled if both assets end up selling on their own. But to be honest, that's only the beginning. People don't guess what CBL is worth. It depends on how useful it is for the infrastructure of national finance. The internal memo says that the first real-world exchange using a digital euro and a CBL token will happen in a few weeks. Just that deal could be the moment when digital assets stop being a gamble and start being needed. Also, the fact that XRP is getting more attention as the way to CBDC settlement lines will make institutions more interested than ever before. But this shift of wealth doesn't happen by itself. The picture has been taken, but will the airdrop work on your exchange? That is the important question. If your XRP is on an exchange that doesn't offer the CBL airdrop, you might miss out. Even worse, you might not be able to participate at all if your XRP is stored on a site where you do not have access to the private keys. In their paperwork, central banks made it clear that the airdrop only goes to wallets whose owners can be verified. It does not go to IOUs or internal exchange accounts. This is the most important message for self-custody. You might not be able to shape your future if you can't keep your keys in your hands. The snapshot was taken, the timer is running, and the spread starts in 72 hours. Let's get even farther away. It's not just a new token that this split is about. It's about changing the way money moves around the world. The CBL will fully replace the old SWIFT system and become the standard layer for all CBDC transactions between banks. That means that soon, everything from money transfers to trade finance to capital market clearing will be done on a blockchain-based system built on XRP. This is not a guess. This is already going on. And unlike other blockchains that central banks saw as, say, too dangerous or too decentralized, the XRP ledger was always made to be fast, secure, and work with other blockchains. With CBL, that goal comes true with the help of sovereign oversight. The new ledger also has privacy layers and zero-knowledge compliance modules that can be turned on or off. These modules let central banks keep transaction privacy while still showing external inspectors that they are following the rules. This was a problem for years as CBDC tried to grow. It's now fixed. That's right, this means that CBDC deals on CBL will be quick, private, legal, and unchangeable, exactly what central banks have been looking for. This is more than just a win for people who own XRP, it's a crowning. You've gone from being early users to having a stake in the new global financial order. The CBL token will be listed on regulated digital asset markets. Over time, its value will not just be based on speculation, but also on how much it is used in worldwide transactions worth trillions of dollars every year. XRP, on the other hand, is still the token that proved it all possible. Some people close to the market think that XRP's price may soon reflect both its local demand and its role as the asset that opens the door to CBL. Having XRP is like having the only key that opens the new system's door. Coming soon, more integration, wallets that work with both XRP and CBL, exchanges that let you convert instantly, and stablecoin links that let you instantly switch between FX pairs. It's possible that CBL partners will help RippleNet reach more people. States that didn't trust crypto before will now point to CBL as proof that blockchain can work with rules. On both ledgers, developers will make apps that will be used for different things. You can use XRP for open finance and CBL for controlled finance. It has two tracks, but they all start at the same place. XRP has always been about connecting different worlds. Today that story has reached its full form. The official start of the great wealth shift has been made. The sovereign forces of the world built the financial infrastructure that people who hold XRP are now a part of. It wasn't built by startups in Silicon Valley. The way things work has changed and your wallet is now a part of it. The only question left is this one. Were you all set? Once the dust passes, you'll need to make sure you're eligible, keep your wallet safe, and stay up to date. There are updates for wallets, new guides, and lists of exchanges that accept the project. It will take months for the fork to fully have an effect, but don't think that it hasn't already. If someone says that crypto or blockchain is just a fad, remind them that some of the most important companies in the world just put their future on the XRP ledger. In turn, this means on you. Welcome to the new business world. Welcome to the record of the central bank. Take a look at the future. Do not forget that I am not a professional financial advisor. The information in these movies is only meant to be entertaining. Before making any financial decisions, I always tell my viewers to do their own study and talk to professionals. Thanks for listening. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to click the box that says subscribe. Also, make sure the alerts are on so you know right away when I post something new.